Ever feel like your legs are just giving up on you? You know, when climbing stairs feels like a marathon, or your legs ache after walking for just a few minutes. Well, I found a solution that could change everything in just 30 days. You won't believe the results I got. Stick around, and I'll tell you how you can do it too. I totally get it. There was a time when just getting out of bed felt like a struggle. My legs were weak, and I couldn't even walk a short distance without feeling pain. It's tough getting older, especially when it feels like your body's betraying you. But trust me, it doesn't have to be that way. I found something simple that helped me get my strength back, and I'm here to share it with you. The struggle. Identifying the problem. For years, I never really thought about my legs much. They just worked. I could walk, run, climb stairs, and do whatever I needed to without thinking twice. But slowly, over time, I began to notice something wasn't quite right. At first, it was subtle. A little stiffness here and there, a slight ache after a long walk. I thought it was nothing, just part of getting older, right? But soon, the signs started to get harder to ignore. I remember the first time I really felt it. I was going up the stairs, and suddenly, my legs felt so weak that I had to stop halfway and catch my breath. It wasn't just tiredness. It was like something was holding me back, like my legs weren't working the way they should. I thought, maybe it's just a bad day, and kept pushing through. But deep down, I knew this wasn't normal. It started happening more frequently. Walking down the street, I'd feel like my legs were going to give up on me. It wasn't just exhaustion. They felt heavy, almost like they were made of lead. I couldn't walk for long distances without feeling pain in my knees and calves. Even getting out of bed in the morning felt like a chore. The stiffness wouldn't go away no matter how much I stretched or moved around. I tried ignoring it at first, hoping it would pass, but it didn't. If anything, it only got worse. At one point, I couldn't even climb a few stairs without feeling winded. I started avoiding activities I used to love, long walks, hiking, or even going to the store for groceries. I didn't want to admit it, but my legs were failing me. The frustration started to build. I felt defeated, like my body was betraying me. I didn't know what to do. The idea of being limited in what I could do because of my legs was scary. I didn't want to end up stuck, relying on others to do things for me. I knew I had to find a solution, but finding that solution wasn't easy. I tried all sorts of things, special exercises, pain creams, you name it. Nothing seemed to work. I felt like I was running out of options and was starting to lose hope, searching for a solution. The discovery. After struggling with weak legs for so long, I knew I had to find something that actually worked. I couldn't just keep pushing through the pain and hoping it would magically get better. So, I started researching. I spent hours reading articles, watching videos, and even asking people who had gone through similar struggles. But honestly, it felt like everyone had their own opinion on what worked. Some said special exercises, while others recommended different types of therapies. There was so much information, but none of it seemed to fit my situation. That's when I came across something I hadn't even thought of before: vitamins. At first, I thought, vitamins? Isn't that just for general health? But as I kept reading, I realized there were specific vitamins and supplements designed to help with muscle strength and recovery. I couldn't believe I hadn't considered this before. After all, if my muscles were weak, maybe my body wasn't getting the nutrients it needed to heal and build strength. One of the vitamins that kept popping up in every article was vitamin D. It's known for supporting bone health and muscle function. The more I read about it, the more it made sense. I'd spent so much time focusing on exercises and stretching, but I hadn't thought about giving my body the building blocks it needed to actually strengthen those muscles from the inside out. I was still a little skeptical. I mean, could a vitamin really make that much of a difference? It seemed almost too simple, right? But at that point, I felt like I had nothing to lose. So, I decided to give it a try. I found a reputable brand that focused on bone and muscle health, and I started taking vitamin D every day. The first few days, I didn't notice anything dramatic, but what caught my attention was that I wasn't feeling as stiff. It was subtle at first, but I could tell that something was changing. The more I took it, the better I started to feel. It was like my body was finally getting what it needed to repair itself. I was still cautious, unsure if this was just a fluke, but the more time went on, the more confident I became. I felt the difference in my legs, and I was starting to believe that this vitamin might be the answer I'd been looking for. Discovering the vitamin. After struggling with constant leg pain and weakness, I felt like I had tried everything. Nothing seemed to work. One day, I was browsing online, reading up on natural ways to improve leg strength, and I came across something simple, just a vitamin. There were no wild claims or unrealistic promises, just a straightforward supplement aimed at strengthening the legs. It seemed too simple to be true, but after everything I'd tried, I thought, why not? What do I have to lose? I didn't expect much, honestly. After all, I'd been searching for a solution for so long with little to show for it, but something about this product felt different. It wasn't an expensive fad or some trendy miracle cure. It was just a simple vitamin, formulated to target the exact areas I needed help with, my legs. I thought if it worked even a little, it would be worth trying. So, I decided to take the plunge. I wasn't expecting overnight results, but I was hopeful that this could be the missing piece I'd been searching for. There was no magic, just a commitment to give it a shot, with the belief that consistency could bring about change. The 30-day journey. Progress over time. At the beginning, I committed to taking the vitamin every day without expecting much. I knew consistency was key, so I kept my focus on simply sticking to the routine, trusting that over time, something would change. The first week came and went, and honestly, there wasn't any huge shift. But by the end of the week, I started to notice something small but important. My legs didn't feel as stiff when I woke up. I could move a little easier, and getting out of bed wasn't such a struggle anymore. By the second week, I realized the changes weren't just in the mornings, they were lasting throughout the day. I could walk longer distances without that familiar aching in my knees and calves. For the first time in ages, I went for a walk around the block without needing to stop halfway to rest. Even just running errands felt easier. I was moving around without constantly being aware of my legs hurting. And by the end of the 30 days, I was amazed. I had more energy than I had in years. I could climb stairs without pausing every few steps. I could stand for longer periods without feeling that burn in my legs. It wasn't just about feeling less pain. I felt stronger, more resilient. It wasn't a miracle, but the transformation was undeniable. I had stuck with the routine, and slowly but surely, I was seeing real, lasting results. My legs felt more reliable, more capable, and I felt like I could do the activities I used to enjoy again, pain-free. The results: full transformation. After 30 days of commitment, I couldn't believe how far I had come. The changes were more than just physical. They were life-changing. I could walk up the stairs without having to stop for a breath, something I hadn't been able to do in years. It felt so simple, yet so freeing. I didn't realize how much I had missed being able to move around without limitations until I experienced this newfound strength. The long walks that used to feel like a chore had become a joy again. No more aching knees or calves that made me want to turn around halfway. Instead, I was walking for miles, feeling energized and confident. It wasn't just about the physical strength, though. My energy levels were through the roof. I didn't feel exhausted after simple tasks, and I had the stamina to take on new activities that I hadn't been able to do in a long time. It wasn't magic. There were no shortcuts or instant fixes. It was consistency, the right vitamin, and a little patience. But the results spoke for themselves. I had gone from struggling to move around to feeling like I had my life back. My legs were stronger, my body felt more capable, and I was no longer held back by pain and fatigue. It was a game changer. This wasn't just about feeling better today. It was about taking back my independence and being able to live the way I wanted to, without the constant fear of pain. This transformation wasn't overnight, but it was real, and it made all the difference. Final thoughts. Encouragement. I'm not going to tell you this is some kind of miracle cure, because it's not. But it did work for me, and if you're struggling like I was, maybe it could help you too. I won't pretend that it was an instant fix, but the results were real. It took time, effort, and a little bit of patience. But the difference in how I feel today is incredible. I never thought something as simple as a vitamin could have such an impact, but here I am, stronger and more capable than I've been in years. If you're feeling frustrated or stuck, I get it. I was there too. But don't give up on yourself just yet. There are solutions out there. And sometimes it's just a matter of finding what works for you. This might not be the answer for everyone, but it was for me. And I'm sharing this because I know how easy it is to feel like you're at the end of the road. Take it one step at a time. Start small, stay consistent, and believe that change is possible. I'm proof that even the smallest changes can lead to big results. So, if you're looking for something to help you move past the pain, give it a try. You've got nothing to lose, and you never know. This could be the beginning of your own transformation. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support means a lot and helps others find this content. And if you've tried something that worked for you, I'd love to hear about it. Drop your story in the comments below. Let's start a conversation and share what's been helping us all. Together, we can all find the solutions that work.